So you have to wonder, with all of these figures, some of these the most anticipated Hot Toys 6-scale releases of all time, should you pre-order these? You know, the ones that are up on pre-order that are hitting waitlist well before they're getting officially released. Should you pre-order them? Why or why not? What figures is this affecting? What figures will this be affecting very, very shortly? I've got the Hot Toys Wizard 6-scale Cantina coffee brewed fresh right here, my friends. Let's see if it helps me tap into my Dark Jedi Hot Toys Wizard powers. And let's dive into all of this right now. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6-Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, about to serve up all the 6-Scale Hot Toys talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the Cantina. Again, thank you so much for your support. Surfing the wait list. What figures should we pre-order? What figures maybe do we not have to pre-order? We're going to dive into that within this episode right now. And before we move any further, though, I'm pulling up 6scalecantina.com. If you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. It has all the latest information on everything Star Wars Hot Toys. Primary market news, secondary market news, all Star Wars Hot Toys news. And very soon, baby, all your news on Marvel, DC, all the IPs, DX top 10 list, Marvel top 10 list, DC top 10 list, everything market value wise, working hard on it. Look, even before I put out this episode, my friends, I spent hours just to prepare for this episode, baby. I put in a whole lot of time. I could just wake up, hit the record button and go. But I really like to look into the trends, collect data, and be able to give you my insights, which is something I have been doing with collecting for decades. I always look at trends, study numbers, to be able to figure out what to buy, what to sell, what to get out of, what to get into. And if you like 6-Scale Cantina, you may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider right off the bat. Look, just go to 6scalecantina.com. You can see this new video that's going to come out. You can see it right on the screen here. I'm going to blow it up. BS detector. Out of this world scams on eBay. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to be a third video in a series for channel members, which I call Cantina Insiders. You're seeing it on the screen right here, baby. Trying to go ahead and center it for you. And this third video in the series, if you join the channel, not only will you be able to see this, which I'm going to be uploading here tomorrow, on June 5th. You're going to be able to see part 2, and you're going to be able to see part 1 of this, which quite frankly is really, really helpful for if you are a buyer for collectibles on eBay, Mercari, or any kind of Facebook group, something to that effect, or if you're a seller as well, what to look out for, especially with platforms like eBay and Mercari. And all you have to do, besides believe, is just click on the little join button, see everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from joining 6 Scale Cantina, you just may want to consider doing so. And of course, the Dark Jedi, baby, appreciates your support. I appreciate it so much that to join the channel, it's 1 tier, and it's cheaper in most places than a dozen eggs, baby, in this economy. Wow, wow, wow. And showing you as well while we're here, coming up tomorrow, you can see right here the return of 6 Scale Raw, obviously off for Memorial Day weekend. And what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi goes 6 Scale Raw on you? What you gonna do? Flood zone? Time for 6 Scale snorkeling lessons. Caution. Coffee spilled. What you gonna do? There's a whole lot of stuff that's coming out. And not just stuff that stinks. Stuff that is, like you're seeing on the banner here, out of this world crazy. Again, what have I been saying for months and months and months? More and more announcements, but perhaps less production numbers of those announcements, and more reuses, repaints of molds, head sculpt molds, reuses of materials. Goodness gracious, you're not going to want to miss this tomorrow. 6 Scale Raw, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. Reserve your table in advance. A lot of these have low stock remaining. Low stock seating warnings left, baby. So, you don't want your favorite table. Maybe it's table 66 to hit waitlist. That's for sure. Again, don't forget to bookmark here, 6scalecantina.com. There's a whole lot of stuff, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. What about this Luke Skywalker you see front and center on the banner? Wow. I saw the pictures. A lot of you have been waiting to hear from me on this. I don't know which figure I like better. The Mandalorian Luke, which I haven't opened yet, but I have it here, like right back there, in the box, in the Hot Toys box. Okay? Or this one, which I absolutely 100% pre-ordered, and I pre-ordered it from Sideshow, this one, right when I saw that the regular edition hit waitlist last week. Now, I did not want to mess around. The one without the helmet that's on the banner of 6 Scale Raw, I'll pull that up again. You can see right below there. There's that awesome helmet of Luke in that scene on Dagobah going into the cave. Bringing in only what he takes with him. That version's still available. But for how long? And I pre-ordered that version. And I'm hoping to get my shipping soon notice from Sideshow any minute. How long will that be available? And when you looked at this banner as well, do you see that Iron Man figure that you're seeing right on the screen over there is also now has a low stock warning? Let me go ahead and pull that up for you, baby. As I bring that up onto the screen for us to go ahead and take a look at. And this is the Iron Man Mark 6 2.0. And what's real interesting about this is there's a direct correlation, I believe, with this, with some of the other figures. But you can't really pinpoint exactly what's going to happen in my view. But you could ultimately, most likely pinpoint what's overall going to happen with the vast majority, I would say 95% or more of all of these figures that are up on pre-order. But here it is, it's up on the screen. And this is the Mark 6 2.0 from Avengers. And you're seeing that the collector edition, now mind you, the collector edition is $365, which is not cheap. Okay? Now has, and I'll blow it up for you so you can see it, low stock remaining for $365 up on the screen. And what's really cool about this figure, and I'll kind of blow this up over here, I personally can't wait to get this figure. This is one that I'm getting. It has rolling eyes function for Tony Stark, for Robert Downey Jr., and I think it is just absolutely unbelievable. And a version of Iron Man with that rolling eyes function that I absolutely don't want to miss out on. Not at all. And I think that the final production of this figure, especially the way you're starting to see lately, you're starting to see with Hot Toys, you're starting to see them, that a lot of these figures are coming out as good or even better than the prototype photo. Long gone are the days of the Tony Stank, and rest assured, they're not going to allow that to happen again. However, this figure here for $365, low stock remaining. When you click on the deluxe version, no warning. But look at that price. And I'll blow that up. $655. Wow. Absolutely unbelievable. Not the version that I'm getting. Just can't afford it. I would like it. I will stick with the collector edition, which has rolling eyes function, head sculpt that comes with, and all of this stuff right here. Definitely enough for the Dark Jedi and what I want to do. But wow. This now joins a host of other figures that are also in this bucket, including the Luke Skywalker Bespin that's on my battery for this show. Let's go ahead and bring it up. If you go to the collector edition, which is $285 for a DX, which honestly I think is just a tremendous deal, but it's hit the wait list. This is gone. This is absolutely gone. Just like the DX Ahsokas are now gone. But when you go to the deluxe version, which is considerably more, and most particularly, I believe, because of the extra head sculpt with Luke in the helmet, more so than the extra base. But that's the piece for me. This one does not have a low stock warning on it yet. What does this mean? Why is one version getting a low stock version, a warning, or hitting waitlist, and another version not yet? Let's go to some more as I continue to bring these up. I'm going to stick with Star Wars, and let's go to Cad Bane. And you can see right here from a few weeks ago, the collector edition is gone. Okay, collector edition of Cad Bane gone, which is $270. And if you don't want the droid from the Clone Wars and you don't want the thrusters on his ankles, you can get the deluxe version, and I think it's totally worth it for just $20, personally. But I totally get saving $20, to be honest with you, too, because I'm doing that a lot lately myself. But I am getting the deluxe version. But, look, baby, this one is not on wait list yet. Why? Let's continue to go on, and let's look at some more, baby. And I'm going to stick with Star Wars before I get into some of the other IPs. Let's go to Vader. And a lot of people were shocked, absolutely shocked, when the collector edition, not the exclusive collector edition, and not the exclusive deluxe version, but the collector edition of the DX28 hit waitlist. And as I pull this up, you can see the regular collector edition on the waitlist. The exclusive version of the collector edition on the waitlist. The deluxe version of the exclusive one on the waitlist. Just the regular deluxe remains. Why? And for how much longer should we hold on to a belief that it's going to be available like the Snow Speeder pilot Luke for the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back? Should we hold on to the notion that with that Iron Man Mark 6, the 2.0, with the rolling eyes function, that it's going to get in stock like the battle-damaged Mark 85 or the regular Mark 85? Should we hold on to that? Should we believe with Cad Bane and some of these other figures that it's going to hold on like the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back Lando Calrissian, which is still available up in there? And I'll hold that thought as we continue to go. Now, I'm going to bring up some other ones now, because you're seeing this on some of these other ones, and I could pull some of these up onto the screen. And for instance, here's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man from No Way Home with the Tobey Maguire head sculpt from that movie. And you can see the deluxe edition is on waitlist. And you can see here that the deluxe exclusive version is also on waitlist. That's weird. So this is like the complete opposite. See? So that's what I'm trying to say. You could almost pinpoint a trend, but you almost can't. Because now going the complete opposite of the ones that I just showed you. Listen carefully. The deluxe edition, the far more expensive version, is waitlisted first. I remind you, this is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So I put it at the same level as a Hayden Christensen Darth Vader. Okay? These are both very, very popular characters. Darth Vader, Spider-Man. Okay? Hayden Christensen, who portrays Darth Vader, very popular. Okay? Tobey Maguire, who portrays Spider-Man, also very, very popular. Okay? Completely opposite. Because you'll go now to the less expensive version. $300. And it's available for pre-order. Why? Let's pause for some coffee. You're watching the Market Chart Show here. So now that I've thrown a monkey wrench into trying to figure out a pattern, I feel like there's only one pattern that we're really able to pinpoint, and I'll get into that in a minute. Let me pull up this version here. And don't discount this. Oh, it's just Wolverine. Oh, it's just Hugh Jackman. Listen. Hugh Jackman Wolverine, he had his own movies. I mean, this is an extremely popular superhero. Extremely popular X-Men. And every edition is on waitlist already. The deluxe version, you're seeing it on the screen. The collector edition, you're seeing it on the screen. What about the exclusive edition? Waitlisted. What about the deluxe exclusive version? Waitlisted. All the versions are waitlisted. And it's Wolverine. Some people wanted to bring up some points to me. Ares, oh, it's the Grand Inquisitor. You know, it's Mighty Thor, or it's Reva, the third sister. That's why that's happening. Well, no, because you have it happening with characters like this. And all respect to the Grand Inquisitor, he's not freaking Wolverine. and quite possibly the best Hugh Jackman head sculpt we're ever going to get up to this point is this one. Again, hard to pinpoint a pattern, but you're going to get one pattern here. Okay? One pattern here. Let's continue to go on. How about someone as popular as a villain as popular in the comics, okay, as the Green Goblin, and portrayed by William Dafoe in the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, and then, of course, in No Way Home. And whether it's the collector edition or the deluxe version edition, unlike Cad Bane, both of these are waitlisted. And I can go to Doc Ock, and I can show you the same darn thing going on here with Doc Ock. Pulling this up onto the screen, the collector edition, waitlisted, and the deluxe version, waitlisted. And then finally, I can pull up So Many War. Here is one that matches your DX28, and of course the collector edition, which was really the only real, I mean, you got the special edition, which has been gone, and the collector edition also gone on the DX27 Obi-Wan Kenobi. So when you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you look at Doc Ock, and you look at the Green Goblin, and you look at the Black Adam, and you look at some of these other figures, should you have more hope in this Iron Man figure here? Should you have more hope in this Mark VI with the rolling eyes function? Should you put more stock, no pun intended, in this Luke Skywalker DX24 and DX25? Should you put more stock into that DX28, that one remaining version, 1 out of the 4, 3 out of the 4 are waitlisted already, of that DX28 Darth Vader? And I say, no, you shouldn't. Because the only trend that I could really pinpoint, the more expensive ones are going first. Okay, I'm seeing that a little bit. But then I'm also seeing lately the less expensive ones, the collector editions, are going first. So which one really is it? You don't really know. It'd be one half dozen or the other. And sometimes they're getting low stock remaining warnings on there. And sometimes they seemingly get no warnings, like the Cobb Vanth, and they just go. It's hit waitlist. What? How did that happen? You're seeing a lot of that lately, too. The one common denominator, the one common factor, should I say it like this? Is it possible that the one common denominator in all of this is that they're just all hitting waitlist sooner than later? And I say, yes. That's the one thing I feel that we should bank on. And whether some hit waitlist earlier than others, or some hit waitlist more later than others, that is one common denominator that we're seeing a whole lot of, is that no matter what the character is, it's eventually hitting waitlist, and for the most part, before it is coming out, like this DX27 Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like this Purge Trooper from Star Wars. Like this C-3PO, well, this is the Return of the Jedi one, but the C-3PO from the Attack of the Clones. Like this Green Goblin. Like the aforementioned Wolverine. These are the things that I can point to. The actual trends that are happening. Like this KX Enforcer droid. Back to Star Wars. Like this Boba Fett from the book of Boba Fett. A little crazy, isn't it? Like this Gilgamesh figure from the Eternals. You following along with me? Like this Mighty Thor. Whatever version, the collector or the exclusive. Both of these Natalie Portman figures are on waitlist. Very, very, very interesting indeed. Like also the aforementioned Dwayne Johnson The Rock, the Deluxe, Golden Armor Deluxe, or the Collector Edition. All gone. And even if you want to go to the main character of a main movie, Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange hit the wait list. So, should you bank on, oh, it's going to be different with this Luke. Oh, it's going to be different with this Mark 6. Oh, it's going to be different with the Wave 2 of the Attack of the Clones. They're not going to do that with Padme. Even though they're doing it with Black Panther here. They're not going to do it with Padme. Even though they did it with Mighty Thor. They're not going to do it with Padme. Even though it's happening with Mantis. How popular are the Guardians of the Galaxy right now. They're not going to do it with Padme. Should you bank on that? They're not going to do it with Mace Windu. It's never going to happen with Anakin from Attack of the Clones 2. It's not going to happen with the DX24 or the DX25 Luke. And the only thing that I could put my finger on is that the trends point to one thing, whether it's the collector edition first, the deluxe edition first, or this edition first, or that edition first, or the one with the base first, or the one without the base first, or blah, 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 so on and so forth. The only one thing that's happening that's constant is a whole lot of them, baby, are going bye-bye. Pause for coffee. You're watching Market Chart Show here, 6 Scale Cantina. Now, why is this happening? Let's look at some stuff. Let's look at some stuff here, my friends. I'm going to pull this up onto the screen. And here's something very, very telling. And from a seller I buy from, I got to open up, I got from Ray, Hawk Wars Toys, which is who this seller is. I got my chrome-plated Mandalorian with the head sculpt and the Grogu and the Boba Fett armor and all that. And I will be opening that up real soon. I got it from Ray. Came double boxed. Came with 2 Star Wars stickers. Came with a Star Wars comic. Cannot wait to open it up. Now 1,650 and 36 feedback, all 100% positive. Well, maybe this is a reason. Because when you have limited production numbers, the demand seems to be quite different in the primary and secondary markets. And I dare say, like I've been saying, almost a complete 180-degree turn from where things were. You could see right up on here, best offer accepted, 310. You could say whatever you want, whether it was 300, 290, whatever. Well over. Well over the retail price. And did I fail to mention that now it's 1,636 feedback that Ray at Hawk Wars has all 100% positive feedback. Wow. Wow. Highly recommend Hawk Wars. But when you look at that, compared to this, and the same outstanding seller, a complete 180-degree difference. Instead of going over the retail price, when it's in stock, some of these are going under the retail price. Here for cable. And how long were people waiting for cable? When are they going to come out with cable? When are they going to come out with cable? We're waiting so long for figures. That was the other story, too, besides waiting for the bargain bin. We're waiting so long for figures, so long for figures, so long for figures. Like I'll make a song out about it. So long for figures, so long for figures, so long. Now, and that's part of what we're going to talk about tomorrow on 6 Scale Raw, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Now you're getting these quicker. You're getting these before they release. You're getting them in droves. They're pouring from the sky. There's so much coffee spilling, you got to put up the caution thing that I have up on my banner for tomorrow. How do you navigate through all of these that are coming out, plus all these pre-orders? But anyway, not to digress. $177. This is the difference. Okay? This is the difference here. This is what you're looking at when something is rare versus something that is so readily available. It is a huge difference in price. And I can pull this up on the screen, and I don't care what character it is, but here's another outstanding seller. 23,535 feedback. And Wenwu, $174.50. And I'm going to pull this up on the screen because this is with, and this figure is selling for well over $300. But here's the vast difference. 7 feedback. Just 7. Just 7 feedback. Mind you, all 100% positive. And people jumping on to buy this. Ooh, I'm going to jump on and buy this at $298.90 because it's cheaper than what I've been seeing. I never buy from somebody with low feedback. It's what it is. But this is a vast difference. And is it possible that this is part of the reason why we're seeing what I went over with at the whole start of this show? And I say, yes, I think it's part of it. Supply and demand. Lower supply equals higher demand and a greater call to action. And the thing that you have to worry about with that is, well, what about when it runs out of stock and you're getting more collectors that are coming in the hobby and you've got nothing to offer them, but it's just all on the secondary market and it's pricing out the wazoo? Well, what I believe that's been happening is more and more announcements. And what a lot of people don't realize, and I'm going to point it out to you, and, you know, maybe it'll be eye-opening for you. Maybe it won't be eye-opening for you. But this right here, this Luke Skywalker, okay? And let me pull it up on the banner. Actually, no, I'll leave it right here. I'll leave it up right up on this banner. And this is the same head sculpt as the Mandalorian Season 2 finale Luke. Did you know that? It is the same head sculpt. That's different paint applications. More and more announcements, more reuses of these announcements, because if they're not going to keep these in stock to try and change the way the market has been, which obviously when you look at stuff like this, if you're able to put these up with 7 feet, shoot, you could just go out and not have any experience on eBay, put something up and sell it for over retail. That's a pretty good demand. That's a little bit actually insane to me, to be quite honest with you. That's what you're seeing. Which is way, way different than watching any of the 2 versions of the Black Widow selling for $130 or $160. It's just a huge, huge difference. But that's the same head sculpt, baby. And you have to wonder, is it possible that they're going to use this head sculpt yet again with an announcement very, very soon? Especially for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi? And I say, oh, I'm getting a call from the Hot Toys Wizard. Hey, what's up, Wizard? Hey, you sound just like Andy Serkis. Yes, but Supreme Leader Snoke is dead. Yes, he was cut in half. No, that's not the problem I have with The Last Jedi. Let's move on from that, please. Oh, really? Yes. Yep. This Luke right here is going to go on waitlist very soon, right? So is the other Luke, and then there'll be no more Lukes up, well, except the Snowspeeder pilot Luke, right? But another head sculpt again. Return of the Jedi 40th. They're actually going to give us the Jedi from Return of the Jedi. Are you sure? Are you sure? Listen, what about the prisoner? Wizard. The Wizard hung up on me. Anyway, you heard it right here. Another Luke Skywalker with another use of this head sculpt is coming very, very, very soon. I am not seeing a need to have to put out 100,000 of these, where instead what they're doing is they're reusing the R&D work on a slightly different, revised version of the same tooling. That's what I'm seeing. Pause for coffee right here. Delicious, baby. Delicious. Same thing when it comes to this Padme. Mighty Thor is gone. And I know you can argue with me, well, Padme is more popular than my... Yeah, I know. I know. That Padme, along with all the other figures from the Attack of the Clones Wave 2. What are we at now? All of December, January, February, March, April, May. We're getting into June. It's just around the 6th month now. Anywhere between now and August, expect to say bye-bye and see almost gone or low stock remaining or just waitlist on these figures. And am I keeping a close eye on Padme and the Anakin and the Sam Jackson, which are the 3 figures that I want? Yes. Have I pre-ordered them yet? No. Am I keeping an eye on the trends and on the timelines of when I think these are going to hit? I sure am, because I can't tie my money up in all of these NRDs. But there's been a few where it's happened like overnight and I didn't see the almost gone or the low stock remaining. And maybe it was there, but I just didn't see it, like on Cobb Vanth, which I'm on the wait list for, but I'm SOL on it. Am I going to be pre-ordering those 3 figures, the Mace Windu, the Padme, and the Anakin? Yeah, I am. I'm trying to wait for the almost gone, and then I'm going to definitely do it then. But those are figures that I absolutely, for me, want to have in my collection. What about the Tony Stark one? I want to have the non-deluxe version, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-order that. I was actually on the wait list for the Attack of the Clones C-3PO, and the wait list has been full. But anyway, it converted like over the weekend, and I absolutely took advantage of that, and I pre-ordered it. Why did I pre-order it, though? I remember I talked about this last week. Number one, I have it budgeted for a certain amount of figures. Number two, I have the money for a certain amount of figures that I know is not going to strap me. That's not going to put me in debt. That's not going to give me anxiety. That's not going to push me over the edge. As soon as I feel that it's going to push me over the edge, or it's getting a little bit anxious money-wise, I don't care if it's this awesome Luke right here. I don't care if it's Padme. I don't care if it's the greatest Star Wars Hot Toys figure of all time. I will not go broke over it. And that is my advice to you. I brought it up last week. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to learn how to budget a little bit differently than what we're doing. Because it's seeming like many of these are having lower production numbers, which means we have less of a window to decide on them for the retail price. And for me, I have to pick and choose what figures I'm going to get. It's not just the Stormtroopers now. You know I don't collect Stormtroopers and Hot Toys because I don't have any head sculpts. Now it's some figures with head sculpts that I have to pass on, because I just don't have enough with everything that I'm collecting to get them all. Something has to give. And if it turns out that my economic situation, my financial situation changes in the future, and I can get more, am I going to have to go into the secondary market like I did with this Superman? You know, over here. You can see it. If you just follow my finger all the way there, you see him in that case. And pay secondary market prices to get that Christopher Reeve Superman? Yeah. And I may have to do that. Like if you wanted the arena suit Fett, you would have to do that, you know, right now. And I think that that's okay, because I think that that's part of the collecting game. It always has been. I'd rather live to buy another day than live with anxiety. Oh, but I don't want to pay $175 extra. $75 extra. $475 extra in a couple of years because I don't pre-order it now. In my view, that's the wrong way of thinking. I think that if this continues the way it is, which I'm not seeing any signs that it's not, you're going to have to make difficult choices on a lot of these figures. It's going to be very, very hard to get every single one of these figures that are coming out. It's just going to be, and a lot of them you're not going to have to wait 3 years anymore like Cable. 2 years anymore like this. How long for Yelena before that she came out? I'm starting to see a trend changing where not only are we getting these on time, but ahead of time. And as I just keep flashing all of these different figures up onto the screen, it's just so many of them. It is so many figures to get. And I know for me, Unfortunately, I can't get them all. I just can't. But I would like them all. But I have to use common sense. I have to budget. I have to do what's in my means. I have to be clever in my collecting. And some things are going to have to go. And if we're going to be getting more and more announcements and less production of these announcements, not only am I going to have to choose what figures I'm going to have to get, but I'm going to have to choose which ones may move to Grail status, because I just am going to have to get it in the future. And there's just no way, even at the retail price, that I'm going to be able to get it right now. And when you look at figures like that, and I can pull these up onto the screen, I mean, Arena Suit, go to the market value chart, and now these were gone, and now out of stock. Just finished the last one this week from this seller with 229 feedback, $430, 2 available, 2 gone. Just like that. Just like that. And pull up another familiar seller, not even a best offer accepted. Hawk Wars toys again, $445, not including the $25 in shipping, gone. And maybe with some of these figures, like with this one, I don't have this one. This is the route I'm going to have to go. I'm not going to go right now when I got to get Doc Ock, and I got to get the Green Goblin, and I got to get Cobb Vanth. I just don't got room for this. Do I want it? Yes. If I get money in the future, this is what I'm looking at. And it's just what it is. And that figure continues to go up. Go to the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. I think it went up a couple of bucks this week. The market value chart for Star Wars has been updated. So you can see that right now up on there. And it's crazy. And I'll bring up a couple of more. You know, when they're rare, they're rare. And this is just staying with Star Wars with 6 hours left. And this is an Obi-Wan Deluxe used. Outstanding seller, 562 feedback. All 100% positive. With 28 bids. Already at $500. Wow. In this economy, too. And bringing this up from the same seller with 5 hours left. Already up at $620 for a used MMS 486. Of course, this is the Dark Side Anakin. I love this figure. Certainly one of my most favorite in my collection. But again, it's rare. It's a rare figure. Okay? Low supply equals high demand. And when they're in good condition, going outside of Star Wars, and here is the DX06. And some people prefer the DX15. I personally prefer the DX06 because I don't like the hair. I like the sculpted hair, completely sculpted. But when you're getting one like this, that has like all the wrappings around the hair still and stuff like that, just $489, outstanding seller, 2,850 feedback. Gone. Gone. I'm pulling up another one. And this one new. And both of them sold. And with the shipping box and everything, $499, not including the $59 in shipping. Wow. And any of the grails, bringing up Hawk again. $495 on the Matrix. Take $25 off or $20 off. $475 on the Neo Matrix figure, MMS 466. I've been seeing this sell very, very, very hot. Again, but why? Because it's rare and you can't find them All too easy. And look, here's a DX14. And looking at the Jack Nicholson Joker, and this one has some problems. With some problems on the nameplate and the back headpiece, where the PERS system is not going on all that well. And it still went for $405. Outstanding seller, 4,601 feedback. All 100% positive. Low supply equals high demand. And I think that that's part of what we're looking at here. If I want the Jack Nicholson, that DX, I'm gonna have to go buy it, and I'm quite fine doing it that way. If I want the Jack Sparrow DX06 or the DX15 Jack Sparrow, I'll have to go buy it. If I want the DX04 Bruce Lee, or I want the DX13 Battle Damage Terminator, I'll go into the secondary market. If they come out with figures like that now, and exclusives, they're going to be coming out with exclusives again very, very shortly here, like the Arena Suit Boba Fett from last year. Am I going to stress that I just have to buy it? I have to buy it. I better get it at the retail price? No. I'd rather live for another day. I'm going to get exactly what I can afford, number one. Only what I could afford. I'm going to have to take some off the table and be like, darn it, I don't got room to drink 50 cups of coffee. I'm only going to get a few. I'm going to take the few that I want. I'm going to have to live for another day to take a sip of another one. That's my recommendation to you. That's my recommendation to you for sure. And here's the other thing. We don't know with any of these figures if they're going to stay on wait list. They may. Then again, they may not. What if this is a first batch? And just that they're waiting to do another batch of them in 6 months or even a year. I'm just saying, we don't know. I mean, okay, some of you may say probably not. Okay. But we just don't know. The one thing that I do know is try and sort out and budget out and lay out the ones that you really do want. Make sure it fits within your budget. But the one thing you are getting, baby, is you're getting a lot of selection to really be able to get the things that you want. That's the one thing that I'm also very, very happy about with this. I'm not just buying to buy because I need to buy something. We're kind of out of that stage with Hot Toys. We can get like a plethora, depending on what IP you like. There's something out there for everyone, and not just something. Quite a few somethings that really strike home into the heart. Look at what's really important to you in your heart. And don't just buy what you love. Buy what you can afford and love. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. See you tomorrow night at 6 Scale Raw, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Thank you.